So yeah, our garden space is going to be huge, and I had planned on selling about half of these seeds, and now I think I'm going to need to plant a few more. I probably won't start anymore though. That's a lot of tomatoes, and like I said a couple videos ago, this is me seeing what kinds of tomatoes I like, which ones are my favorites. I do have a couple that I definitely know that I absolutely adore, such as, oh, I mismarked that one. Oops. Such as the Dr. Witch's white cheese. I don't know. Just from Roots and Refuge, when I started watching her channel, called it Dr. Witchies. So that's what I call it. But those and Kellogg's Breakfast are definitely some of my big, like, my good ones. So, not that one. And I did a couple just to kind of make sure I had everything I needed for my setup. This one. Okay, so this one, because I used the tape, anyway, it looked like it was on the other one, so I up-potted it, and this one is actually a Dr. Witchies and not a Hillbilly. So look, this is what I do because it's just... Bam. And this cup is just so they don't drip on my table, but I'll take them out and put them back in the tray once I'm done. If I don't tear everything up in the process. So to do this, I have plastic cups, and I used the red ones because I ran out of these. Jeremy thought I wanted holes in all of them, which, I mean, I probably would have anyway, so it kind of worked out. I have my dirt. I had the scissors just to open the dirt, a marker to label them, and a heads up. This can happen. This is okay. This is just them going like, whoa, what are you doing? A little water, a little sun, they'll perk up and they'll be fine. So don't panic. This is also why I don't pot them when they're like this big, because I don't want their leaves in the dirt. You can pot them as soon as they have their first set of true leaves. I wouldn't do it before then, just because they're not ready. So the difference between the first set of true leaves is, honestly, it's kind of the shape. You can tell, because the ones that aren't true leaves are they're a weird word and I can't pronounce it even if I wanted to, but they're basically like this shape, and those aren't true leaves. The first true leaves, and I actually pluck off the ones that aren't the true leaves, and I don't even think I have any that have them. Okay, so this is not a true leaf. This is not a first true leaf. This is. They look different. So that is, look, can you tell they're ready? They've got little roots. Okay, so let's get to it. And I'm only gonna do a few just to kind of give you the gist, because my son is in the background and my daughter, so they may make an appearance. This is just to get you to the next step. Also, if you're like, oh, I totally am gonna plant these early, and don't. Tomatoes are warm weather. They don't like cold. You can shock them, you can kill them. Again, they don't like it, so don't do it. My last frost date is the beginning of May. It's like the first week of May. I will not put anything warm out before Mother's Day, and that is still pushing it. My peppers, they won't go out until the end of May. They like 50-degree overall. They don't like when it dips under 50. They like warm, which is probably why they're doing so good with the wood stove. And then I also have that fan on them from time to time, so like when they're up there, I mean, they're blowing in the wind a little bit now just to strengthen. I did these way too soon, and I know I did. Our farmers market is the beginning of May, so it's in a month. These things are gonna be huge. So that being said, just because it's your last estimated frost day does not mean it is your guaranteed last frost date. And again, you don't put peppers out if it's under 50. Just don't. Peppers like 70s. They like hot. If you live in more southern, like I said, I'm from central Indiana, it's not that hot yet. It's really not even that warm until more like June. Just that's my advice. So I went ahead and I labeled a couple of these ahead of time. So this is black from Tula. So I go to my labeled black from Tula, and again I reuse these, so I use tape and I just peel the tape off. So, and like this one, it's a hillbilly. It didn't lose its shell, and like it's not gonna make it. So I'm just gonna take it, and I have a little pile of like trash leaves. I know that sounds really bad, but of trash leaves, and I will basically give them all to my chickens. So I'm just gonna squeeze it out, and these didn't have huge roots, and that's okay. It was probably a double. Tomatoes, here's the fun part. They have these little fuzzies, and I don't, the little fuzzies on there, those will all turn into roots. So we are going to, we're not gonna put them in like this. We are gonna drop them down. And I took off all of the little first, it starts with a C, and I butcher it. I call them coyotes. That's not right. Like, that's not even close. But yeah, bury them nice and deep. And I probably could have gone a little bit deeper. I don't want the leaves to get wet. So there's that, and I'm out of little red cups, so I'm just gonna set it next to it. Let's see if I can. Okay. So next one, and I just put dirt in these. I didn't pack it down because I kind of tapped it. Okay, and then we're gonna put a big old hole. Now, if you are like me and you tried more than one seed at the same time, this one came right out because its roots are basically non-existent. So I'm gonna drop it in. And this is again why I like to wait until they're a little bit bigger, just because they're so little. I want them to have a little bit of a root system and a little bit of stem. That way that they have roots to sprawl. Okay, so this is the last one. And it's got better roots. And if you have some, you can, like, where you don't think it'll fit, you can totally knock the dirt off a little bit. Okay, see how much of that I'm putting in that cup? That's just to get it kind of up, and now I'm gonna just kind of gently just press. That way that there's not air. That way that those roots on that tomato have enough contact. Add a little dirt on top, and there you go. That's all there is to it. These are super simple. You can pot just about anything in the same method. You just don't bury it all the way. I mean, I guess you could try it and see. I don't guarantee it. I usually don't. I'll put a little bit up just because I can, but that's really as difficult as it is. If you want me to pot other things on camera, I totally can, but instead of you guys just sitting and watching me do this for the next half hour. Oh, and too, like, if you have, I'm sure you noticed when I did these, and you can, the only thing I left on this tomato plant is the very top, because again, get them in there, get them in that dirt. That way that they can make all those roots. Because like I said, at that they're not as tall, so you can lower your light again to like an inch or so, and they will just grow all over again. You now have a colossal root system. When I go to plant them out, which again, it's gonna be probably a month and a half, we'll do an egg in the hole, which is basically where you take just a chicken egg or whatever kind of egg. Chicken's just easy because we have them. You'll put it in the hole, kind of hit it with your trowel, just enough to kind of sprinkle a little bit of dirt, plant your tomato, and that's gonna feed your tomato for the first half of the season. Super easy, super simple, gives it everything that it needs on top of the good dirt. So but we'll get more into that and I will show you that when it comes closer. But until then, I hope you have a great rest of the weekend and up potting, and I will see you all next time. Bye.